Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and welcome to a brand new video where we are going to be playing some Forza Horizon 3 and discussing the Formula Drift car pack coming soon to Forza Motorsport 7. So recently, Alec Honadale's car was revealed, but kind of revealed in an odd way. Now, some people caught some glimpses of it in some things that Von Gittin Jr. posted, and then it was also seen on Alec Honadale's Instagram story. So there's a lot of there's been a lot of little talks around this car, because if this is the kind of thing that we're going to be seeing, who's next? It always brings up the question, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? And I honestly think that they could be having some sort of little strategy here with, each driver revealing their own car in the car pack. So that in itself is very, 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 very cool. And honestly, I think it's a really cool car to see coming into the game. I mean, it's an absolutely just badass setup. It's such a badass car, and it's such a, it's just such a raw, absolutely menacing machine, and I cannot wait to slide it in Forza Motorsport 7. Now, another thing is, that brings up the question again, who's next? But, so we've seen all the drivers up until now and their cars, and honestly, I think that, we've seen at this point, and we're kind of certain that there's nothing that they can't do. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that they can't necessarily give us in terms of cars. It's just more down to, what were they able to do, right? What were they able to go for? And I think right now, it pretty much shows that they're able to go for whatever they want, especially when it comes to these Formula Drift cars. And, I mean, this thing's got a freaking hole cut in the hood, for the engine. It's freaking nuts. Now, again, I'm going to say it because I'm just a massive fan of this car. I would love to see Kristaps' M3 actually come into the game. I don't know what the chances are of that happening, but if that M3 can come into Motorsport 7, wow, just wow, that would be incredible. Another car that would be awesome to see would be Matt Field's Corvette. Another car being Dean Kearney's Viper. So those two cars, I'm not sure what the chances are of those coming into the game. I feel like, or at least coming into this pack, I feel like there's probably a higher chance, for whatever reason, I feel like there's probably a higher chance of Matt Field's Corvette coming into the game rather than Dean Kearney's Viper. But that's just me guessing, so I don't know how accurate that would be, but for some reason it just seems more likely that a drift version of a Vet would be more likely to end up in a Forza game than a drift version of a Viper. For whatever reason, it just feels like, but at the same time, when you think about how different they've been getting with some of these cars lately, I'm kind of inclined to believe that they could either go for the Viper or possibly have both. I don't know what the strategy was for picking these cars, so I would be very curious to ask them what the strategy was in terms of picking and choosing these cars for the Formula Drift car pack. And I think that in itself is definitely something that would be really good to dive into, because the strategy behind choosing cars is whoa, the strategy behind choosing cars is something that you don't really ever get to dive deep into. And I know it's something that a lot of people don't really know too much about, but they really do have a strategy when they choose these cars, when they choose cars for DLCs, when they choose cars for the car list. And a lot of people, they see these packs come out, and not necessarily the Formula Drift car pack, but normal car packs, and they go, oh, that pack sucks, but I think what a lot of people overlook is they have to make a car pack that appeals to a wide range of people. Now, the Formula Drift car pack is obviously a little bit of an exception to that, because you're appealing to the drift community and the Formula Drift fans and the Formula Drift fan base and follower base by bringing iconic cars that people really like to watch. So I think with that, though, when you think about it that way, just from the standpoint of what cars do the fans of Formula Drift really like, I mean, you're going to have Chris Forsberg's Z. You're going to have to. I mean, why would you not have Chris Forsberg's Z? And that's where it kind of gets a little weird, because definitely, you definitely have fan favorite cars so far. I mean, all the cars we've seen so far have been fan favorite cars, but I wonder if if the rest of the cars that we're going to see are all going to be fan favorites, or if some of them are going to be cars that are like known but may not necessarily be like top favorites in like the Formula Drift series. So it'd be cool to see a couple of underdogs in there. I would be all about seeing some underdogs in there. I feel like there are going to be some people annoyed if Osbo's car gets announced, because like everybody, I don't know, like Osbo is the one driver that like people love to get annoyed at for whatever reason. Now there are some massive Osbo fans out there, but there are also some people that love to get annoyed. But I just kind of really want to drive that car. I would love to try that car out, because that car is so weird. I mean, it's like a rear-wheel drive version of a front-wheel drive car with a completely different engine setup and like the underside of the car, a completely different subframe setup. It's a wacky Frankenstein of a car, but it would be very, 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 very cool to give it a shot and see. I mean, and every time I talk about that car, I mean, I just can't stop thinking about his battle with Kristaps in Atlanta. That was just incredible. Like, that battle was just so aggressive. And, of course, like, Kristaps just got insanely aggressive there at the end. And I think that's what helped him pull out the win. So, I mean, there's not many drivers that drive quite as aggressive as that guy. And when he's out in front, he will literally leave whoever's behind him behind. And, like, he will be as aggressive as he has to in order to do it. Now, I cannot wait for one to run the Formula D Atlanta section in pretty much all of these cars, but I also can't wait to see which ones perform to my likings, because they're all going to perform. Like, my expectation of this car pack is to have a bunch of different drift-focused cars, drift-focused chassis that drive in a similar way, but they are all, you can differentiate each and every single one. Not just by power band, not just by engine type, not just by power delivery, but by how each and every individual chassis feels. And I think that that's a very important thing to think about, because these cars need to feel unique. They need to feel unique. They need to feel special. And with these cars, you know, being brought into the game, I mean, we expect them to feel special, right? We expect them to be a special experience, because we've never had anything like this in Forza before, in any Forza. So I think this could be a gateway, and if people really, really like this pack, and a lot of people get it, I think it could be an awesome gateway to allow Turn 10 and allow the Forza people to do more stuff with unique car packs like this, because I think unique car packs would really, really bring a lot more depth and a lot more community involvement into the game, because honestly, like, when you start bringing in little niche communities alongside the car packs that you already do, I think that is really how you dive deep, deep, deep into what your audience is all about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments below what your opinions are on the upcoming cars that are going to be revealed next in the Formula D car pack. Like I said, Alec Honadale's car getting leaked was really, really cool, and I kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of a rundown on how it happened. But again, let me know in the comments which car you think will be next. I'll see y'all next time. Make sure you subscribe for more. See y'all later.